Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode in iCraft. Such a professional intro. I usually stumble over those things. Anyway, in this episode, I want to first start off with a little story I promised a couple episodes ago. In part 3, episode 0, I was saying I would talk about... Ooh, there's something over there. Hold on. I was saying I would talk about the... Very suspicious. I think that's a mob farm. Mob spawner. Anyway, I was saying I would talk about the trip into the end cities, and I do plan on doing that, so I will keep my promise and make that story time happen. However, while I'm doing that, I want to do something sort of interesting, so I am expanding the base further. My goal here is sort of to have a network of anthill-like tunnels that sprawl across the entire server and maybe sneak into other people's bases because that's fun. But mostly just coolness factor. Anyway, so I want to make it to the mainland over there, and that's what I'll be working towards while I blabber. So, the story begins with our intrepid heroes precariously poised on the edge of the end portal, and we had a plan. We were going to sneak in, a couple of us with some goodies like blocks, and the rest of us with the real goodies, the armor and stuff of the people who were doing the risky stuff, the building, and that way we wouldn't lose everything if we got hit into the void by the dragon. So I think JSM, myself, and Waffles were the builders, and Head Trip and Jen were carrying stuff. Maybe, I think Luke was too, or maybe Luke wasn't there. I'm sorry, Luke. I don't remember whether you were there or not. For the sake of the story, Luke was there, and he was the one who really did everything important, right? Anyway, ooh, fancy. I don't know why I did that. I have stone cutters down there, and I didn't need the full blocks. I needed slabs. That's what comes from trying to do stuff while talking. Get used to it. That was a weird laugh. Anyway, okay. I am getting very distracted here. So, it actually went pretty well. We went through the portal, started building off, and lo and behold, the dragon was lazy, couldn't get off its bewinged rear end for long enough to attack us, and we managed to get pretty far. Unfortunately, I think JSM and Head Trip had a fairly bad time of things at a certain point. So JSM, I think, lost some blocks and some food. You know how valuable food is to me. So that was unfortunate. The real kicker, though, was that Head Trip at one point, I think, got attacked by an Enderman and exploded, and some armor and stuff, basically all the armor and stuff, ended up in the void, and that was a pretty big setback. But we pushed on, stalwart, and I don't know, stuff. We were noble, very noble. You should watch somebody else's video and see some of the magnificent exploits. But yeah, we pushed on, and eventually we did manage to get to the end city, or end islands. End cities came later. This needs some variation. Yeah, so end cities, happy stuff, except that it wasn't all happy stuff. So we got to the end islands and set off. At this point we didn't have many blocks, as you might imagine, since they ended up mostly in the void, or as bridging materials for the trip to the end islands. So we dug up some endstone because I had my pick on me, and a couple other people had picks. So got some blocks, set off bridging across the end islands over the hungry void, and that part went well for a long time. We managed to find some end cities, precariously survived numerous tricky encounters with shulkers and low amounts of armor, we found fancy stuff in the chests and got less and less careful until at one point, finally, I threw an ender pearl, hit the side of a bridge, and went splat. And that was the end of me. But luckily Headtrip, my partner, you can look at his video for the full scoop on my tragic demise. And indeed his, as I'll get to in a moment. Headtrip got my stuff. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long, the jubilation, because Headtrip also was, I think got killed by an Enderman again. Poor guy. So we were struggling at that point. We had to get back, made the perilous journey across the void again. What is this? Oh, okay. Let's not go here. made the perilous journey across the end void, and I think then we managed to die again at the end island to another Enderman before finally making it back, and then eventually trekking across all our bridges to the end city and recuperating. And then I'm afraid Headtrip died again. And we managed to get his stuff at that point, so all is well. All our stuff survived, actually. And after that, I went on and got through a few more end cities after finding, since I had found some elytra at that point. I wanted more. I was greedy. But my greed was well received by fate and rewarded. So basically we have goodies now, and got more goodies in the second trip, which is what was shown on part 3 of episode 0. So yeah, that's pretty much how that whole thing went, and not a lot more to say about it. I think Waffles and the other folks had a pretty good time. None of them died. It was just Headtrip and me pain looping. But yeah, ultimately all went well. Stuff is safe, stuff is acquired, and we're pretty rich now, actually. So yeah, that's the story, and time to move on with the rest of the episode. I'll keep working on this for a minute. So, you might have noticed in that clip there, I was using a slightly different color scheme from up here. I was using the deep slate on the sides and more often, and the andesite was taking a much more subdued role. So that's part of my plans to keep this interesting. If I were to use the same color style, the same theme throughout the entire tunnel, it would get fairly boring fairly quickly, and that is something to be avoided. So I'm going to try and switch things around and keep sort of zigzags and extra rooms, and maybe add some overlooks, that would be cool, into the different parts of the tunnels, and hopefully keep things interesting that way, even though we're doing sort of the same theme throughout the whole thing. Give me that. What can I get rid of? Single piece of diorite. I'm sorry, your time has come. Okay. And I think that'll work pretty well. Hopefully I can make some bigger rooms at some point. I'm pretty cramped throughout this whole sequence, but I don't have a lot of materials at the moment, and so I'm trying to keep things small. I sort of discovered that I think the reason I've not been sort of sticking to it really on the iCraft server is I try to do stuff that's too big, and I need the sapling. I need incremental enjoyment. I need to be enjoying myself as I do stuff, and a lot of the enjoyment comes from producing something cool. And if you make something really big, then you don't get to see the cool stuff until after you've done a lot of work. And sometimes my enthusiasm just doesn't last that long, I'm afraid. So I'm trying to keep things more manageable, and at the moment that means small because I don't have the materials or the patience to acquire the I don't have the materials or the patience to acquire the materials with the tools I currently have and the infrastructure I currently have. So I'm building stuff small, but I'm hoping to be able to expand that in the future. Gimme and gimme. And yeah, hopefully make some cool stuff. I've got farm plans, and that will make my life much easier very quickly. So I'm going to keep building this though. I needed spruce, and I wanted to chat while distracting myself. Alright, so I've been doing some building, and I ran out of food again, but look at this, the empire is expanding. So I decided I wasn't quite happy with how the turret sort of things looked, the towers, and so I've made some changes. It's a little hard to see because they're not inconvenient to access places. That's sort of the idea. But I've made them look a little bit more normal, I think. They were too busy. Too much going on and not enough ability to see it. And so I think I've fixed that. See that? That looks pretty nice now. Looks more... You can tell what it's supposed to be more at this point. This is an intermediate stage, which also looks better than the old one, but I want to change it even from that one because you can't see out of them. There's not a lot of point in a watchtower if you can't see what you're doing. So I am going to change these ones over to the old one, or the new one, sorry, the other one. And it's a pretty simple change. There's not a lot of structural re-engineering going on here. It's just yeah, switching some slab positions around a little bit, and I think that makes a big difference, really. Now I still have yet to connect to that thing, so it's the empire is expanding, but not too rapidly. Oh wait, I think I may have messed this up. 1 second. Oh no, it's going the way it's supposed to. Yeah. Okay. So I've basically just moved the slabs apart a little bit and sort of kept them at more the same level. So there's decipherable lines in the building, and I think that makes things a lot nicer, like I said. So I need to switch these over. All right, I switched them both over, and you can see that you can actually see now. There are, if you sort of scooch up into the peering nook, you can see a pretty good angle. Actually, let's see. There's that sand block there, and over here. Yeah, you can see so you can get a full 360-degree view if you move between a couple nooks. So yeah, that's good. It means I can shoot down on my many enemies. Whoops. Actually, it's not so good for shooting down. It's sort of got a bit of a vertical limit. But it gives a nice view of the horizon, really, and that's what I was looking for. Anyway, I think it's time to move on. I was just digging down from my extension here. I was going to expand a little bit more, and apparently we have struck amethyst. So I'm going to try and not wreck this, because I think it would actually be pretty cool to have an amethyst farm. Hopefully it's useful for stuff. Nice, nice. These things look really cool, actually. So I think you might be able to harvest these things with pistons or something. And if so, we've got some fancy stuff to be making here. Although, to be honest, I don't really need an amethyst farm, an automatic amethyst farm. They don't do a lot. But they do look cool. And I want to add stuff to the base, so it's already in here. Triple kill. So many bats around here. Record! Nominally speaking, that was a distraction, but I did get some gunpowder from it. This is actually all the gunpowder I have, except for apparently 3. There I go, lying again. Anyway, I also got some redstone and iron. No shiny blues though, just the other stuff. And the record. The record's kind of cool. Don't have a jukebox yet though. Potato. Basically a bunch of junk. But the gunpowder is good. Okay, so in the last episode, you might remember I mentioned that I mentioned that I wanted to do Ender stuff. I also kind of volunteered for that a little bit in one of the group recording sessions, so that is on my list, definitely. However, we have some more pressing concerns, as my current food source may make unpleasantly clear. I don't even have lots of rotten flesh either, so I'm pretty starving. I am starting to lose my will to punch fish, and I want to fix this. So there are food sources over here, little fluffy ones hopping around all over the place, but I don't think I really want to make a rabbit farm. That's not such a great. I mean, maybe. I've never done that before. It could be fun, but I was thinking chicken farm because that's completely automatic, and I don't want to. I spent all last season feeding those dumb cows, and I barely got enough food to survive. I don't really want to do that with rabbits this season. I was hoping for something a little more hands off. So, really, I just need some chickens. And I'm hoping I can find some in this forest over here. And I guess I should punch some seeds to lure them back on the way. There we go. Always come unprepared. That's my motto. You'll find stuff on the way. Anyway, I'm going to look for some chickens here. Aha! Come to me! No, take me to your friends. I thought I saw yes! Movement over there. There was a wolf there. So let's get these little scrumptious, soon to be crunchy and delightful meals over to somewhere a little bit safer. Wouldn't want to eat them too soon now, would we? Have to lull them into a false sense of security. That's right. Okay. I'm pretty far from home though, so I'm definitely not going to do this on camera. Okay, I got the chickens into this little pen here. You can see them there. I think I'm going to, I don't want to bring them all the way over there. It would be, well, it wouldn't be such a big pain. I've already brought them this far. But my main reason not to do so is that I want to start my second branch of the base over here, as we were digging for earlier. And I think it would be good to populate it, and putting a chicken farm in here would make it useful. So I'm going to keep it over here. However, I do need some supplies, so time to head back. Well, I was going to try and record at nighttime, which was a perfectly sensible idea that could not go wrong in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so the first order of business is to create something where the chickens can exist. Ooh, food. It's not for nothing we're making this farm. Just hope I don't shoot myself. And I hope the chickens start producing food before I take starvation damage. Anyway, so yeah, we need to set something up here for the chickens to exist in, and I'm debating whether or not to put it above ground. Most of my base is below ground, but I kind of want to see stuff at some point in the series, so maybe I'll have a compromise situation here. I'll put the chicken room above ground, maybe a little bit of dirt sort of covering the top or something. I could build it into that hill maybe. Could do. And then have an underground access route to the building. I think that sounds fun. No front doors in this series. Okay, so I have decided to build into the side of that hill. And it's looking a little bit messy here. That's mostly because I've had to make a couple design decisions, temporary design decisions to maintain my safety, because the night cometh and with it my doom. So, yeah, I think I'm going to start working on the chicken farm before I add windows. And hopefully we can migrate the chickens in here in the morning. Ooh, actually coal, that's pretty nice, because I do not have any torches. You probably noticed that. I was hesitant to light a fire in case I incinerated myself. Anyway, yeah, so this is the hill, and I'm going to dig back into it a little bit and put in the chicken farm. Okay, I think I've finished it. Now, I realized a little too late to make... Oh, time to make a temporary design change. I realized a little bit too late that the chickens can escape from this half block space right here, and that would not be good. The baby ones can. The idea is that baby ones fit there and then they grow up and stand in the lava and have a bad time. But the trapdoor, I'm hoping that'll keep them in. My only worry is that maybe they'll spawn in the slab and then just wander out. I'm not sure exactly how that'll work. Hopefully it doesn't work like that. In any case, I can close it, which might be its default state if necessary. The other idea would be to put a glass block there, but it's a little bit too far out for that to look nice, I think. We'll see if I have to resort to that or not. Anyway, the only thing it needs now is chickens, and I have a clever ploy. See over here, a cunningly hidden water source. Uh-oh. I can't access the, whoops, can't access the trapdoor again. Believe it or not, that thing was not there when I built that. Anyway. Ooh, can I survive this fall? Yes. Okay, so the redstone is a work of art, I can tell you, and I'm gonna have to tell you because I can't show you because it's so awful. But I will block up this, and I think that's all good. So the reason the redstone is weird is because I wanted a chicken chute. So if I set up this bucket of water there, yep, any chicken I shoot down into this hole will end up being delivered straight into the egg-laying area. I should not have hopped down here. It's hard to get out. Okay. So, break that, and pop that down. So we should get some dirt spewing out of here, basically. Any moment. Hello? Uh-oh. Humph. Maybe I'll see what's holding it up. Actually, maybe I won't. This is going to be hard to escape from. Let's just assume it worked. No, that's not going to work. However, I do want to make sure that it's not nighttime, because if I go up there, I'm going to have to break out into the surface world. Ah! Ah! It's nighttime. Something tells me it's nighttime. So I have a bit of bad news at this point. That is the end of the episode. I'm afraid I did not record as many clips as I thought I had of that episode, and iCraft Season 6 has come to an end, which puts an abrupt finish to the episode, I'm afraid. That episode was recorded quite some time ago, and the idea here is that series has actually finished at this point. The Season 6-ish of iCraft did not last terribly long, and I'm afraid I had some personal things to be doing in life, and so I didn't actually end up making very many videos in that season. So that's a bit of a shame, but we are on to season probably 7 maybe, and so that's a big upgrade from season 6-ish. No, I'm just making fun of the confusion. Anyway, the point is that is actually the last episode of season 6-ish. So hopefully you enjoyed the season anyway, and I know it was short, but we did some fun things anyway. And I think I'll be more available for season 7-ish than season 6-ish. Yeah. See you in season 7-ish then. Take care, and bye-bye.